Hello guys, I welcome you back to another episode on JFP TV. My name is Fabricio and today I have the great honor to do again a motivational podcast with Master Coach Nuno Damaso. We will do today a special topic, actually 5 topics. And I will read it out for you. First is health definition, what's health? Second is what about illness? Then what resources do we have? Prevention and self-care, and also how to be responsible for that. And the 5th is consumerist attitude and self-responsibility. I hope you have to enjoy this episode. Also like, share and subscribe to don't miss any other episodes in this channel. And like always, welcome at JFP TV. All right, my friend, how are you? How are you feeling?
Very fine, thank you. What about you?
Well, not bad. I had a week off, so I'm freshly at work.
10 years younger, huh?
Yeah, 10 years younger. And it's actually quite good for this topic today. Health definition, taking care of yourself. This week was the first week I took care of myself, so I know exactly what you meant. I'm afraid too late. No, not too late. I'm very full recovered. It's really immense important. I already told you I will take like every weekend, once a month, weekend off, just to not knowing anything about the world, about COVID, about politics, not everything, just
very good.
Like you said, stillness. Stillness is the key,
yeah.
like water.
Be water.
And what was funny is I did the clips from the podcast, so I did I watched all podcasts again. So now I'm prepared.
Very good.
But the today's topic you had in mind for a special reason, because it's obviously like right now actual.
I think it's very, very actual. So the title of the podcast is Be Your Own Doctor.
Yeah.
Is a little bit provocative title, but you should remember us that we are responsible for our health. And this is a very important point, especially now in this insecure time. To keep the responsibility about our health is very important, but it's important in general, no?
Mm-hmm.
So I would start with a citation of the Dalai Lama. A journalist asked him what surprised him the most in the humanity. So the answer is funny because a part of the answer is concerning the health, and perhaps another part of the answer is concerning what we are living now. So the answer: a man surprised me most about humanity because he sacrificed his health in order to make money. Then he sacrificed money to recuperate his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as he never going to die, and then dies having never really lived.
Oh yeah, that's really what's happening right now, actually.
There are a lot of things now, a lot of things.
Yeah.
We are all full of fear, what is coming in the future.
Yeah.
It's not so easy to stay in the present. Same time...
we are not really living.
But we have no choice now.
Yeah.
This situation, this is the positive of this situation. It brings us in the present because there's no alternative.
Yeah, we're not knowing what's happening then 1 year later.
But for our topic today, the important point for me was this, we sacrifice our health for money, for job.
Mm-hmm.
And when the health is gone, we think naively, I want to say stupidly, that we can buy it back.
Yeah.
Yes, we will put efforts, we will put money, we will have a good coach like you, but I don't know if we can handle health that way.
Yeah.
Like a product.
You can't go back in time and prevent certain things you did wrong. For example, eating wrong, like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Exactly.
Or sleeping too less. So even if you're 50 and financially so free that you could buy everything, you see it a lot in over 50-year-old really rich businessmen. They have like bad ankles, bad joints, a heart issue, have to take drugs every day for just maintaining health. So there is no magic pill then after that. So
there could be some better way, no?
yeah.
So if we look at the definition of health, a definition which stand very long time, and still many people will speak about health like this, the state of being free from illness or injury. So this would be health, to be free from illness or injury.
Mm-hmm.
And my point of view is very, very pessimistic definition. It's also suggesting that to be healthy would be something abnormal.
Yeah.
So we had such a normal relationship with illness that we are not able to say health is the normal state of a
Actually,
human
should
being.
that be? Yeah, that should be health. That should be the standard to be healthy.
Look at the nature. We are part of nature, and then the nature is an harmonious dance, and you always find a way and adapt and regulate and regenerate, and we are nature. So this is very victim role to think illness should be something normal, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the mentality changed, no? And the WHO, they have a new definition many years ago now. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity.
So we have to co-live with illness actually, and just don't feel like that.
Yeah.
That's a new definition.
Yeah, what I like in this definition is a bit a holistic definition. We have the mental and the social aspect, not only the physical body as a machine. No? Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
I think also the new term is the social, because we like underestimated a long time ago the social interactions, mobbing and whatever, like a good job. It's very important.
Yeah, and in this new definition, it's also reject the old definition about the absence of infirmity. So we don't need a negation to justify health.
Yeah.
Why not be simply healthy?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
What is so incredible to that, no?
But I think in the heads of a lot of people, there is still that. I mean, for example, when I talk with my parents, and I tell them, hey, please, are you exercising? Are you going for a walk? Please go for that. And they say, yeah, but I'm fit, I'm healthy. They're just not ill. And which is really like frustrating, because when you are healthy, when I'm healthy and fit, like after my vacation 1 week, I feel totally different than I was 1 or 2 weeks ago, where I wasn't ill, but I was not really healthy. I was like not sleeping enough, like a little bit like on the edge. I think you noticed a little bit. Yeah. I said, oh no, don't worry, I will do it. And 1 day later, I forgot. So mental stress, social, everything is important. It's not just that you are healthy because you're not ill.
I like very much the point you want to point out now. It's very important, because it's a balance, no? It's a balance, and we should not be at the extremes.
Yeah. To
realize I'm fit or I'm healed. But coming to the next definition, we call homeostasis, state of balance.
Homeostasis. It's a common term in the physio in the trainingslehre. When I teach the young guys, like the balance.
The definition is a little bit more complex. The ability or tendency of a living organism, cell or group, to keep the condition inside in the same, despite any change in the condition around, or the state of internal balance. So this definition speaks about a state of dynamic balance and adaptation, no? Regardless of external conditions.
Yeah.
Actually, it will be the job of the immune system, if it's doing a good job, if we take care of it, no?
Yeah.
And I like very much the idea that this ability, regardless what is happening outside, we can keep balance inside, mentally and physically. No?
That should be the normal time.
Yeah.
The normality. My English is rusty. 1 week without you, my English is rusty.
You are not going to learn English from me, but
practice makes the mastery. You told me that.
Yeah, we find a way together. So another definition of health is the Chinese medicine. And here I make it a little bit short because it's a huge definition, but I like very much that one. The health concept of Chinese medicine includes the holistic view of union between man and universe, the harmonious unity of fusion of shape and soul. So we see the human as a microcosmos in a macrocosmos, the relation between heaven and earth, yin and yang. We are part of the nature, and here is very clearly a body and soul concept.
Yeah.
What we also have our day in the definition of the WHO, mental and social well-being. So more and more we understand the importance of the mental health or emotions or social life on our health. What is it used to be exclusive from the alternative medicine, but now I think that everybody understood how important it is to take care about our emotions.
Yeah, of themselves.
Yeah. So health is a dynamic process that we must take care consciently, and it's never granted. It's not enough to say, I have no illness, as you said from your parent. It's never granted, no?
You can't know that. That's the thing.
And we have to invest something, no? To invest time and awareness and invest thankfulness, perhaps.
Yeah.
To be conscious that health is the biggest gift we have, is the base from everything.
So what you're actually saying, if I understood you right, is that we have to invest time, we have to do things, eat a good amount of food to be healthy, that it's not just there.
Sure. I think it would be very naive and some kind arrogant to just take this huge gift as something normal. I mean, we have rules, everything is interacting, and you want something good, you have to do something for it, no? And health is such a gift that we should take care every day about it.
Yeah.
Every day.
But only a few people really do that. So meditate, eat good food, not just tasty food, train or just exercise a little bit.
Yeah, we will come to these points, no? That brings us to illness, no? We don't really take care consciously about the health. And we think, oh, suddenly I'm healed now. And it came from nowhere. I'm a victim. It's not my fault. I need to go to the doctor to fix or to do something.
Yeah.
But if we consider that health is a dynamic process, I also believe that illness is a dynamic process. What I'm trying to say is illness
doesn't come just by
around the corner Thursday morning because it's Thursday.
Yeah.
It's the result of a long-term process, and generally a disharmonious process. My behavior, my social life, my food habits, my lack of movement.
Yeah, what you're saying reminds me strongly about something I wrote when I was studying nutrition. Well, not studying, I just not in the university as a degree health or nutrition coach. You can just do your degrees in different kind of academies. But when I was studying about nutrition, my then teacher told me inflammations are actually the key. I think you're agreeing to that. Like, for example, when you go to the dentist and you have a lot of teeth issues, there is proof that years from 4 years or 5 years after you are constantly having something with your parodontose or inflammations in your mouth or teeth, that you will get a heart attack.
You told me that, huh?
Yeah, and that stuck by me. But it's actually really interesting because inflammations are are able to do a lot more damage than we thought. And it's not just that you take an anti-inflammatories or like you told me last time, you are just fighting the symptoms. But the source is never really questioned, and it might be that your lifestyle, your nutrition, or whatever is causing it. But the symptom or the end, a heart attack, is not really an illness. It's like you told me right now. It's little steps in the wrong direction.
End of a process.
Yeah.
No, what I keep from what you say is we always get signals, but we are not used to read the signals. We don't think we are enough competent to read the signals, and we think some other professional should see the signals for us.
Should take care of our problems, not we ourselves.
The funny point is the signals, they come long time before the problem.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if we don't listen to that, the problem will come.
Yeah.
No? So what I'm trying to say here, we have to understand that we play a tremendous role in the management of our health, and only reacting when we are ill is like very immature. It's like not enough self-love, self-care, awareness. Because normally when we are ill, we push it too far. Yeah. If we accept illness as something normal, there is not a problem. But if we accept health
as normal,
then to let it go till there is some kind disrespectful and irresponsible from ourselves to ourselves, no?
That reminds me strongly of a story. Actually, it happened like 4 days ago. Coach Laurie, she fell down from the shower, accident at home. Like a lot of the majority of accidents happen at home, not from her, from the statistics, and she fell on the head like. Doof. So she told me, and I said, "Hey, go to the emergency." And she said, "No, it's all fine." And so 1 day passed, 2 days passed. So actually, she has a lot of headache since then. So after 3 days, she called the doctor, and I was already a little bit angry because I told her, "Listen, if you would have a child, maybe like teenager, like your height, and would tell you that, what would you tell her? Immediately go to the emergency." But for her, and sorry when you were listening or watching, she didn't think that. She said, no, it's all fine. It's all good. I'm invincible. And a lot of people try to think that way. They don't take care of themselves. So that's what you are. That's the topic of today, to taking responsibility of yourself. When you accept that health is actually the normality, and someone or something is trying to take it away, and sometimes yourself is trying to take your health away, you would fight for it to keeping it. And this is reminding me of something else. I think you will agree. We had a long time of a good economy, of a good economy, not globally, but in Switzerland, I can say. And now things are happening. We are out of control, and everything we are doing is saying, "Hey, this is not normality. I know what's happening. Someone has to take care of it. Someone has to give us help," and that and that and that. Obviously, there can be help. Obviously, there can be solutions, but we never thought that normality should actually be that we are very, very happy and like lucky to have a stable economy, and not like a dictator or whatever, or a right or left push, and then everything is demolished, like it happened in Peru, so the country I'm coming from.
Very good, yeah.
So that's maybe my thinking also, which makes it a little bit differently. But it surprises me. You're putting exactly in the right words what I was experiencing this week. When I would fall off on my head, well, my head is like everything, you know. With age, you lose a lot of things. I lost all my muscles, so my head is a little bit like the priority number one right now. But if I would like fall on my knee, I would take care of it. But there are a lot of people who not listen, not even to the parents, not even to the friends, and they just accept things like they would be like Dalai Lama in his quote, live forever, which is crazy, which is really, really crazy.
I like very much the comparison about the social well-being of our society, what we think is granted, and our health we treat the same. You bring me to an anecdote, to a small story. I had the chance to learn Taekwondo from a Korean old master, and he learned it really the hard way, the military style. So he was a very tough person. But when he was injured somewhere, he was taking care so softly, so like, what is that? I was surprised. It even looks ridiculous for me.
Yeah.
And really so softly. And then when we didn't take care of ourselves, he was a very gentleman. But when we didn't take care about ourselves, he gets so angry. And I never forgot that one. He said to us, why do you learn self-defense? You are even not able to defend yourself from yourself, to respect yourself. Huh?
Yeah.
So why you need self-defense from outside if you even don't treat yourself good? And that was the purpose why he was so caring with himself. And he was a tough man, but he learned to respect these gifts from the health. No?
That reminds me to another thing which is fascinating. I think Les Brown was the guy from whom I listened at the first time. He said the biggest enemy is not the enemy outside. The biggest enemy is the enemy inside. You never notice him, and he's like sabotaging your health, your thoughts, everything. Yeah, actually it's always the same topic. So my biggest question is, how can we avoid it, Nuno? I think it's a third topic.
So yeah, instead of speaking about stress, let's speak about resources. Our resources. No?
I'm right curious right now.
So I will take it from the point of view from the Chinese medicine and make some bridge to our culture. In the Chinese medicine, we make a difference between our prenatal energy and postnatal energy. So the prenatal energy in our medicine will be our genetics, our genes. Today we know from the science that the genes are not something static. We can have a lot of influence on it. We know it today also. But in the Chinese, they believed, especially the Taoists, when a couple, they decide to make a kid, they try to give the best condition for these kids. So before procreating, they try to live an harmonious life. So a lot of culture, a lot in the nature, good talking, nice habits, good food. And when they were in a state of harmony, at that moment they try to procreate. Because they believed that this prenatal energy will go into the genes of the kid, and this will be his basic energy. They believe this is in the kidney, they call it the jing, and it's like our capital. So basically in that energy we have no influence, come from our parents. The old Taoists, they believed we can influence it with Tai Chi and Qigong meditation, but basically in Chinese medicine we used to believe this is something we just receive.
Yeah.
But then we have a lot of other sources of energy in Chinese medicine. For example, the qi from the air, what we breathe, the oxygen. The good news is still free of charge. And it's the same among for everybody on the planet, no? But we don't understand. We take it as granted. We don't understand that the simple fact to inhale and exhale and to breathe deeply and consciously could have a huge influence on our health, especially on our stress level, and give us a lot of energy. So this is the qi from the air, working in the pulmons. Then naturally we have the qi from the food. In Chinese medicine, spleen and stomach transform this qi in energy. But this is nothing special. We also have in the Western culture, from the food, we get the energy. The difference is, in Western culture, we see the food as the first and only energy. In Chinese culture believes that the qi from the air is one source, the qi from the food is one source, and the qi from our thoughts, they call it the shen, from the mind, the way we think, the way we plan our life. We can imagine big things, we can create, we can be innovative, and this is also a source of energy. So we already have 3 sources, not only the food, no?
Yeah.
And for me, it's important that we realize that we can nourish ourselves. I can breathe. I breathe anyway till the last day. But I can breathe consciently and with some thankfulness, realizing this is a fantastic source of energy, is a capital of energy, and is so important for my inner balance.
Yeah, it's like really like financial capital when you are investing it after one day of eating good or 1 week of exercising. You are not having a lot of capital in the bank account. And when you have an illness, maybe that's like your savings are like gone.
Yeah.
Or when you have an injury. This is the phenomenon when athletes injure themselves, and normal people would have sometimes the same, for example, injuries like Kreuzbandriss at the knee, which I'm actually not really sure if it's only that, but let's assume that it's only that an athlete is so well trained that he or she can recuperate faster after an injury than a normal human. And then the normal humans, like I am also normal human. I'm not like 16 hours a day, like taking much care of myself and training 4 hours a day, like a pro football or soccer player. But anyway, what I mean is, the normal people think, he's cheating. He's maybe taking some drugs, steroids, or whatever. I don't know. I can't know that. But what I know is that when you are a normal behaving person and you have an issue and you see another person has the same issue, illness or injury, and is recuperating very fast, your reaction is, can't be really that bad. This is not the same that I had.
Doping,
yeah, or whatever. It was not so hard as an accident as you had. So this is just a reminder. It's like when I understand that, like what you're saying, it's like the same thing with finances. And I'm not saying that I was like born and I'm a financial genius. I had also to learn my things, doing the bad things, to spending all my money, and then I was like, okay, where is my money gone? So where is my health gone? You know? Why do I have headache?
But gone is gone, no?
Gone is gone.
Yeah, and finally, the combination of all these energies is the Wei Qi, what they call the immune system. And why I speak about it, because it's not something which is just there. It's something I build with my behavior, and I can take the responsibility for it. So we are really speaking about prevention, no? In the Chinese medicine, you take care of many parameters, no? Have influence on the health. The food, the Chinese, they used to say, the first medicine is the food. The majority of the men, they know exactly what oil and what fuel they put in their car. Many times they are more in love in their car than in their body. But we eat some McDonald's garbage, and we give everything to the body, and we are surprised when we are sick. When I go to the Migros, to the Coop, and I look what people put in their bag, sometimes I'm so shocked. I'm very, very direct, very honest. Really, junk food, and you cannot expect to be healthy after that.
Yeah.
The funny point is, there are still many people don't make a direct relationship. Their behavior, their habits, and their health, because they really think somebody out there is responsible for my health. It's not so easy to really understand I have the full power and responsibility. We don't like to have power.
Why do you think that we have this thought?
I will come to this point a little bit later, with your permission. Yeah, but it's a very important topic.
Yeah, because it's the first question you have in mind when you say that. I think a lot of people think really that way.
Yeah. So the emotions, same, no? The emotions. Oh, that's not my problem. That's for the psycholog.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, same attitude. But actually, we know in the Chinese medicine, you speak about the 5 emotions, working with 5 organs, and delegate from there a lot of different pathologies. So it's very clear that an emotion can attack an organ, and then you have a list of possible pathologies in accordance with this emotion, with a lot of time have also to do with your basic constitution. So we know that in Chinese medicine.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? For example, which organ would do that? Would do what?
So an example, anger. Anger now, anger in Chinese medicine also works with frustration. Emotions that we cannot express, they stuck. And in Chinese medicine, the liver is not only cleansing the blood, but is also cleansing the emotions. And if the liver is stucking, it will not deliver the blood and the qi, the energy, to the other organs, and you will have a lot of digestive problems. So this is an example. I think it's a very actual example, because we are all very frustrated. We cannot express and move as we used to move. And very interesting to notice. So this is the liver. But anger, have you noticed, Fabricio, that people which have, hepatitis, they are very easy angry. The liver is already attacked. And this produces the contrary. The emotion is already there, because this organ responsible for this emotion is already touched. Yeah, and you could go like this with the 5 organs. Huh?
Well, what's really, I find that really fascinating, because what first comes in my mind is when people hear about emotions, they right away do that.
Weakness?
No, like skepticism, because when you say emotions, there's nothing we can touch, we can measure. But actually, what I learned with time is exactly what you said. Emotions are just like the catalyst for biochemical processes in our body. So when you are saying an angry person or a person with anger issues is developing something in the liver, is for me very logical, because I'm not seeing an emotion flying by in your body and doing invisible damage, which a lot of people I'm thinking will understand that, and they will say, Chinese medicine is like hocus pocus.
Very naive. Yeah.
But it's actually really like an old way of thinking, which is coming right now more and more because of evidence that the effects of how we think is actually changing the matter in our bodies, which is nothing really hocus pocus, nothing really magical there.
I mean, today we can measure it, no? We see which hormone is very present.
Exactly. For example, cortisol, like stress hormone.
And it's the most typical today, no?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is like 90% of the time is always there.
And the most stupid thing is you can take medicine to reduce cortisol.
But that's not the solution.
Source.
No. So yes, to learn to deal with our emotions is a part of health. But again, we should accept the idea first that emotion plays a big role in our health. Second, that we are enough qualified, clever, to handle with our emotions if we have the courage to look at them and to be aware of them, to take them seriously as a very major point of our health, no? Yes. So in Chinese medicine, there's a fantastic sentence which I like a lot. They say, the heart should be anchored in the Shen. The Shen is the mind. Eh? So our life, our hearts, our purpose should be one. In other words, we should always try to be in balance, no?
Yeah.
We remember homeostasis, no?
Exactly.
Illness is a state of disbalance. And who have responsibility for balance in our life?
Ourselves,
no? I repeat again, we should have enough guts, courage to accept this responsibility. We are not a victim. We can build our life the way we want, or even adapt when necessary. We cannot always change everything, but we have the power to regulate our life. Doing that, we regulate our health. And this responsibility is a huge topic. we should also speak about healthy lifestyle and social life, no? Which are part, as we saw.
So is that the part of the prevention, or we are still at the resources we are having? Because the healthy lifestyle is, I think, something we can change, but not like from today to tomorrow. So is it really a resource, or is it something we have to plan to have? You know, that's what I'm not really sure.
So what could I say there? I think at the moment I realized that my social life and my lifestyle are a part of my health, and I can influence it. Then from my point of view, it's a resource, because I integrate it in my plan. But I have to be conscious. It's not just, I have a weekend to spend and I don't think about it. I should always remember or ask to myself, what is healthy for me? I'm doing this activity will make me stronger, or will do the contrary? I should be aware. So, for example, we all know, no, movement and sport is a very important point. This is the ideal, it's like basic. But for example, in which type of environment are you living? Do you have destructive habits or positive rituals? In the morning, stand up out of your bed, first sentence, fuck, I have to go work.
I say, stop, Jessie, stop, because she's licking my face and wants to go out.
but you say, stop, Jessie, I love you.
Yeah, stop, Jessie, I love you.
or do you have positive rituals? I don't know, you stand up and you pray, you say thank you to God. Or
I have to be totally honest, because that's the privilege our followers and listeners have. I had a lot of bad times, bad like with D, when I said, oh no, how will I survive this day? And it came like naturally, like naturally gifted. And I had to enforce myself to have a new lifestyle, like morning ritual, like you're telling, to be grateful. And this was so unnatural, like to do 50 push-ups in the morning right after you fell down the bed. It's really strange, because it's just talking with yourself and thinking a little bit, okay, for what I am really thankful, but it stuck by, and now it's really something I do totally randomly. So, I'm happy to having the chance to do today a podcast with Nuno. Oh, I'm really happy to do that and that and that. So I'm thankful in advance sometimes. I'm thankful in thinking back. It's really becoming something very, very strange, which I always also think about it. This is becoming something naturally, like months or years before, when I had a bad time, for example. You're splitting apart from your partner, or you're changing jobs. It comes naturally. So that's a very cool thing what you're saying, because a lot of people don't think that way about morning rituals, and it's the best advice I could ever have taken.
No, it's a seed. It's a seed you put in the day, a new seed in a new day, no? And the American way, they would say a new day, a new life, a new day, new challenge, a new day, new chances.
Yeah.
But now more seriously, it's a seed. If I stand up in a bad mood with a negative mindset, what can I expect? But what you said touched me a lot now, because the habits are very powerful. And perhaps when you change an habit, at the beginning may feel very strange.
Always.
But you did not give up. You kept going with this new habit, and suddenly it was a normal part of your life without effort. And I mean, sorry guys, but to make change in our life, we need to fight. We need to deserve it. We need to move on. We cannot act like yesterday and think tomorrow will be different.
Exactly.
You need an effort, no?
Yeah.
Also a very important point here. Do you spend time with toxic people and just accept it as normal? This is a very important topic in our health management. The energy around us, it can be in our apartment. Do we take care about our apartment? You feel good there, it's a good energy. The people you meet, they take your energy, or they give you energy. Many people don't relate that to health, but it's a very important point of our health.
We could do actually a separate podcast about that. What's actually a toxic person? What's actually a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship? Because for me, there are a lot of points which you could say, okay, look, guys, this is the certain way you have to live by. This person is a toxic person. Go away. There's a very, very big gap in between, and just a short story. It happened yesterday. I went out to the dog park, and with my dog, obviously, not just by me. And she has like this. She looks like a lamb because she had an issue on her anal glands.
Yeah.
It was infected. It was swollen. I had to go to the emergency with her. She got a surgery and drama. So a day later, yesterday, I went to the dog park and was on the telephone. And the older woman came by and talked with me while she was seeing that I'm on the telephone. So I said, sorry, I'm on the telephone. Please, I can't understand the person or you. I have just to end my call. And then I ended my call. And then I said, how can I help you? And she just asked, yeah, where's the water? So I'm not working here. I don't know where's the water. Oh, okay, blah. So from right away, maybe a little bit crazy. I don't know. What I did then is just friendly, hey, have a good day. And then she continued to talk. And so I said, sorry, I turned my back to you. I can't understand a word. What did you say? And she was like mumbling, like blah, 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 so something like that. And so I said, I can't understand you. So she turned around with her back to me and still was talking with me. So normally I would say, hey, I have to leave. I don't care. But the last few weeks, I'm really trying to be more social, which is really weird, which is really hard, to be honest. And to be social is not the same that you say you are social. It's very, very differently. So I stuck by it, and I didn't want to confront her. I didn't want to fight or anything. I just wanted to really listen and really also understand her. So that, sorry, madame, I can't understand a word. Please, if you want to talk to me, you have to turn around. Otherwise, I can't understand you. So she turned around and told me a lot of things. In the short version, to be honest, she was a little bit of racist because she said, you people, I don't know if you are from here. So I said, listen, I don't know what you mean, but I'm a long time here in Basel. If you mean Switzerland also, I'm a long time in Switzerland. Let's think that you didn't mean that. But why are you asking? Yeah, well, maybe your rules are differently than by us. You don't have to be on the phone when you are with your dog. So I said, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I thought that I know that it's nothing of your business when I'm on the phone, but okay, I will check that out. And then so she continued. So we had a consensus. I said sorry, which I'm not really sure that I should have said. Just for an example, what's a toxic person for me? Because I went with the best intentions, and I didn't want to show her I'm more intelligent or whatever. And also she offended me in a way which I could have understood wrong and said, oh, you're racist. I didn't. I just said, hey, listen, I don't know what you're meaning, but I'm from Basel. I speak fluently Swiss German. I understand you. I can understand you when you're with your back to me, that and that. And then, now that's the example what I wanted to tell you, which is fascinating when you say toxic people. And we will do a separate podcast of that. Then another person came in with his small dog. A really cool looking guy, like piercings and tattoos and that, young, don't know, maybe my age. I'm not the youngest anymore. But he came in and he didn't hear the beginning of our discussion of mine and the older woman. And he right away just picked the words out which I was telling to her. Listen, she said, leave the park if you can behave. So I said, what are you meaning with behaving? I was leaving. You stopped me. So am I leaving? I will. I thought you want, so just clearing things up. It was really unfriendly and really weird, but in a way, then the younger man came and said, there is no rule that you can't pick up the phone when you are with your dog. What's that crazy rule here in the park? Every dog has to be free and everything. And the woman, like she was talking to me, continued to talk with the guy. Maybe she was crazy. In the end, we don't know. But what I was really curious about is the interactions between a lot of people, like the last few weeks. The guy said, "Go away, old crazy beep," and he turned around. That was his way to deal with that. So who was a toxic person? Was it me? Because in the end, that's a funny thing. In the end, I was a toxic person because if I would just ignore the whole situation, I would just have lived, and maybe the woman would have lived also, and nothing happened. But because I wanted to confront things, the woman was really like not sure why, was saying things maybe she will regret, and this third person, one didn't want to discuss. So for every three persons, I think there was not a good ending of the conversation. I'm thinking she was maybe racist. The guy's thinking she's maybe, I don't know, crazy. She's thinking the young people are rude. So people, when you want to avoid toxic persons, is a big topic. just to tell you the total story, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I wrote, do you spend time with toxic people? And then I could write, and how do you cope with toxic situation? So then, do you have enough time in the nature, enjoying fresh air and sunshine? Do you have time for recovering and relaxation? Are you always over busy with your job and career? Do you meet your friends often enough? Do you enjoy hobbies and cultural activities? This is all social life, no? Mm-hmm. But why I extend myself so much here? Because we should understand this is a part of our health. In the competitive job life, we are a lot of time under stress and fighting and achieving. And this is for me like yin and yang. All these nice things is a rebalancing of our mind, emotion, also decreasing our rhythm. We could call it is a rhythm in the performance, no? This activity and recovery, no? And this is not to underestimate. When we meet people we trust, good friends, old friends, suddenly you feel I'm 7 years old again. You are like a kid. And all the troubles and the future, everything disappears. You are just relaxed, easy. Mm-hmm. How good is that for my immune system? It's very good. It's very good for all my system, no? So I like very much that idea that the social life is a part from our health management. There are also studies about this topic, and it's very important. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is already in the new definition from the WHO, no? So I'm coming to an end. The last topic today is...
consumerists' attitudes.
Yes. So the consumerist attitude in the health, no? We generally tend to believe that somebody more qualified as we are will take care of our health. This can eventually be true if we let go till the break-even point. I'm not saying we don't need doctors, please, nobody understand me wrong here. We need doctors and we are thankful for doctors and thankful for medicine. Mm-hmm. But a big part of the health is a prevention. And generally we let it go till we need help. And then, yes, perhaps, I still say perhaps, we need somebody more qualified than we are. But perhaps also because from the beginning, we consider, I don't know about health. So I let the things go, and I know it's going too far. I will be fixed. I will get some help. I will get some medicine, some medicament, whatever.
So what you're saying is like our behavior when we buy, for example, clothes. We don't have to know how to do clothes. We buy them, we consume, and we throw it away. But the same attitude we can't have for our health. We have to know about more. We have to know about that more.
You make a perfect bridge. Now let's speak about two different things. We have on on the one hand, what we call the rational intelligence, no? And this makes us believe that we need to understand, always to understand, to understand logically. And then we have the intuitive intelligence. Let's make an example about illness. So many times, and I know everybody listening today made this experience. You are coping with a situation, and you are not in harmony with this situation. Something is not right for you. You are not with the right person, not the right place, not the right job, whatever. But you don't understand it, you don't know. But long time before, your body start to tell it to you. You have insomnia, you cannot sleep. You have stomach pain. You are a little bit shaky. So many symptoms are there long time before that our super clever intellect realize what is going on. What I try to say here, we have a superior intelligence, an intrinsic inner wisdom. I repeat the word wisdom, because we are like nature. When the disharmony is there, it will be recognized.
Yeah.
But because our head is so stubborn and sometimes so complicated, many times the body, which is an intelligence itself, will speak to us. And because this is so powerful, exactly because of this, we should never underestimate our inner wisdom. It's always there. If I know it or don't know it, if I analyze it, if I speak about it, it's simply there. That's why this is something very personal that we should take care and learn to listen and to trust.
Yeah, I like what you said about the intelligence from the head and from the body. What I think is also what you mean is the consciousness and unconsciousness, because we have also psychologists which work with us about our unconscious behavior. I'm not sure if you meant that, but when I have the issue with clients who are betraying themselves, like for example, they have a good job, they are very smart in their head, they are like very successful in their business or careers or whatever, but they are very unsecure when it's coming when it's about her physical well-being or her look or his look. To be fair, both genders, and they have issues that come, for example, at night, come out, like sugar cravings or like self-destructive thoughts, or like they have to take not drugs but like calm, like a glass of wine or pills to calm down. So when they lose the control of their head, they feel the body or the unconscious that something is not good, and they just what they do is just like they do something that to ignore it more. Or best case, you told me about the homeostase. When it's already shifted to a bad side, for example, by people who are doing too much in work, are not sleeping enough, what they want with O is recuperate and relax. So they do spinning classes in the night, or go 5 o'clock in the morning and high intensity training, because they are all on cortisol, on stress. They are putting the work on, but it's like with full speed against the wall, and suddenly sometime the wall will come and you are with your full Ferrari against the wall. Doesn't matter if Ferrari or Fiat, a wall is a wall. So this is the interesting part when I have clients. I see it, what you mean exactly with these little examples. You can achieve a lot with your head, but your body will take its break if you want it or you don't.
It's very fascinating what you say, and it's very symptomatic for our society. Actually, we don't know better. we don't see and we don't want to accept the value of recovering, slow down, softness. We think we are always to be a doer and a winner. So it's always full power. And when this strategy ends up without result, we don't have another strategy. We don't know what to do there. In my culture of martial arts, this will be the time for Tai Chi, for Qigong, for meditation, for yoga, things which turning more inward and with the quality of another rhythm, the quality of slowing down. No? But you asked me, how was that possible that we lost this connection to ourselves?
Yeah, the question was how did we give up the responsibility? How that
so to be very fair, I don't know if we had it before, but for example, some culture like the Taoists, they had it for sure. I see many answers. One answer is especially in the Western culture, we get this very mechanical view of the human body, like a machine which can be fixed by somebody else. So this mechanical point of view, this automatically disconnect you from your emotion, your soul, your body, because out there is one foot, is my foot. There's something there to fix, something there. And I will not make a relationship between my foot and my behavior, my habits, my emotions, even my food, because it's a part of the machine. So this is one answer. The other answer is we have this blind belief in qualifications,
authority,
jobs, authority, diplomas. And we tend to believe that somebody is more qualified as we are to know about ourselves. Again, I have a huge respect for doctors and for the medicine, and for sure they know much more. But the point is not there. The point is why me as a human being, I abandon the responsibility for my health and I give it to somebody else. I'm sure not one doctor wants you to do that. If a doctor is doctor by heart, he wants you to take care of yourself first with your own energy, in your own power. And then, at the end of the process, if you can't help yourself anymore, perhaps to visit him, no? So I think, you see I get a little bit temperamental when I go to this topic, because it makes me sad, it makes me really sad that we have this inner wisdom, we are the nature, we have so much insight, and because of beliefs, we lose that connection and we give the power over our life to other instances. Can be psychologist, can be doctor, whatever, is not so important. The important is, why do we not believe anymore that we are enough and that we know inside what is our path, what is good for us, what makes me happy, what makes me sad, what makes me healthy? Why we don't know it anymore, no?
I think I can tell you one thought, which is maybe in this direction going. I look today a little bit white. I'm maybe not so healthy today, but it's just lightning. The thing is, I was thinking about that a lot the last week actually, which was really funny because you sent me the topics from today, not last week. I think our education, which, okay, I will be honest, totally full spoiler. I'm actually working on a book. I'm writing a book. Yeah, me. It will be maybe an audiobook, to be fair. But I'm writing a book and I'm just throwing in my ideas. And one topic which always was in my mind is the education system, the education, and also how we were raised by our parents. And my both parents are actually academics, so they were also educating me at home, and also forming my beliefs in education and the school system, in degrees, in authority, and that you have to work to have grades. And the grades are telling the world how good you are, how valuable you are. It doesn't matter, which is like a little bit like far-fetched, but it doesn't matter what you do. It matters what you are on the paper. So that's like the short version of how I see the education system in a nutshell. So really like a little bit exaggerated. The problem with that is that the conversation I had with my parents, or with a lot of clients which have like my age, their parents also told them, yeah, doctors have every response. Teachers are the highest form of authority in school. If you have skepticism on a topic, it doesn't matter. Read what's in the book. Learn what's in the school asked from you. And I learned a lot of stupid things which I never have ever used in my life after the school. So these were the topics last week. And what I found out is one thing. This week, which the lockdown was longer, which every one of us were expecting, I heard a lot of sentences like this. We did our homework. We did everything we could do. The numbers are that low. It's not proven that. And then the frustration that even seeing and knowing that, for example, the BAG in our country did not really care and did lockdown anyway in the fitness branch, in the fitness sector. That made me not sad, but that made me a little bit like of really thoughtful, because I was not thinking that would in any way do something. It's a crisis for everyone. There is no higher power. There is no higher political person which is calm or wise and waiting, and we are the panic group, and someone is really calm and will help us and will have the solution. There is no one. We are all in the stupid flesh that we are monkeys. And so when that frustration came, so we did our homework, and I listened to this word really carefully, and that came a lot. We did our homework, we put the glasses on, we did the sprays, we did the separation, and still, and this frustration is not bad. I'm not saying in no regards that I don't respect it and I don't understand it. It's actually because I understand it that I was thinking, interesting, because the word was not just randomly picked up. Homework. I was a guy which I really didn't do my homework so much, and my colleagues, a lot of my colleagues, studied after me when I was in middle school. They went to higher schools and studied then. One psychology, the other one economics, the other one even politics. Really fascinating, intelligent guys. But after years, when I'm talking with them, they are in a mind, not in a mental state. They are in a mindset, which is you do, you get a grade. You do, you get acceptance. You do, there's some always like reacting, like not really anticipating that maybe something very chaotic, very unexpected will happen. Which is really like to the topic to you again going. I think it's our education that we are having like problems to think that, hey, not even a doctor has to have every answer. There is no super higher force over us. Even Berse now in Switzerland or in the other countries, they are really, really struggling. I'm not really sure that they are not doing a good job. In their eyes, they are doing a great job. And there will be, of course, years later then a conclusion, and they will say, maybe this was not so good, this was catastrophic, this was bad, that. But we are like putting our work, so I did everything right, and still, instead of looking, where could we do more, where could we do better, and just accept what's not good, like an illness. I'm not really, I thanks I'm healthy. But when this catastrophe came, this was my first thought, how people are reacting. And I'm not really sure that the same people which are reacting to catastrophes in that way, in a negative way, will react to an illness or to another terrible phase in their lives differently. They will do and say and react the same way. Because they are just expecting, I did that, now I took the pill, now I did this time of exercise, now I rested this long, and still I have the illness. What's happening?
You see, if I try to make a bridge to what you say, the pandemic is here. This is clear. But in matter of health, if we really speak about prevention, our goal would be not to have to react. You remember in another podcast we spoke about this garden, with nice seeds. If we always take care about ourselves consciously, we should keep this balance. It's interesting what you say, because it sounds extreme. Let's say the pandemic would be the last stage of an illness, no? So, because this also exists, we can make so much prevention as we want. You can come to last stage. I believe deeply that if you all your life you behave like a victim, these are the circumstances, this happen. It can be very hard when life hits you hard. If all your life you behaved with responsibility, knowing that you shaping your life, you are somewhere for a good reason, then I think you can handle very differently with extreme situations, difficult situations, what we call destiny. It's another base of acting and feeling. But I don't want to lose the topic. For me, the most important point is to remember we should not give responsibility to others. This makes us weak, vulnerable, manipulable.
And also angry. In the end, angry.
Frustration for sure. And it will also cost a lot, because we will create a lot of expense for the health system in a not necessary way, just giving the responsibility outside, no? And for the end, from my side, I had this dream, no, that because I really believe we shape our life and we shape our health. And I thought about a school system which we had every single day 1 or 2 hours of movement. I don't say sport, I say movement. So relationship to your body. Your body is so much important than your head, no? A school system where we would have education about, I don't say psychology, about what is an emotion? How can I deal with my emotions? A school system where we would be 3 times a week outside in the nature, putting something in the earth.
Having the respect for nature, you say.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is, I realize this is very utopic, but I think that parents which are conscient, they still can teach that to their kids, no? That
I would wish that. I would wish that.
Movement, and contact to the nature. If you learn that very young and you are thankful and conscient of these things, I think you will be able to manage your health in a totally different way for all your life. And not only your physical health, but your mental health, which are very interdependent, no?
Yeah.
So that was for me the topic, be your own doctor. Injury doesn't come, or illness doesn't come like this. We can prevent a lot by our behavior and our conscient art of living.
Yeah, it's really an art. When you say, when you see it that way, then it's an art. Yeah.
Something which is a gift, no, like life, we should handle like an art. Not just eat McDonald's and drink Coca-Cola.
Well, I did.
Sorry, no advertising.
Yeah, I did actually last week eat something from McDonald's, which I'm not really proud of, but they have a good tasty Apfeltaschen, and milkshakes.
You will survive that.
This is in my education. I was not feeling really good. This was before I went to vacation. I needed junk food, like in my school days.
Funny.
Nuno, I thank you very, very much for this interesting and really important topic today, which I think we have a lot of ideas for upcoming things. For example,
as usual,
I think what would be interesting is how we could describe our wishes for an utopic future. Because I actually like the themes of my book, which I'm writing, and I'm not really the writer guy, which is again the thrilling adventure for me to write the book in English. So I practice my English. Is what I would wish to say my parents, like in retrospective, or maybe back in time when I would have a time machine, which is paradox to the grandfather theory. But anyway, what would I have to tell them? Hey, listen, treat me a little bit like that. Tell me a little bit more about that. Not like this, a little bit less like that. What do I wish I would have known from the beginning on? Like you said, for example, now a little preview. I was making 10 rules, like Moses, but not in a biblical sense. 10 rules as a parent, what you could give your child before he or she is 5 years old. Because 5 years, they say this is a very more like they are like sponges, like they are really looking and copying everything you do. And so it's really fascinating because what are 5 years? Nothing. And you're forming a human being that is possibly, maybe, the greatest artist, greatest politician, maybe the greatest philosopher in the next generation, in the next 30 years. So that's a little preview of what I'm writing and what I'm actually thinking about. So one topic you said is very cool, being more in nature, because I really was scared of nature. To be honest, I don't like woods because of the ticks and of the whatever is flying there. I'm not really knowing what's going on there. So maybe that would had helped me a lot as a child. Like a lot of my friends going out with her parents to the woods, to know the nature, to know also the stillness, the tranquility, going in the woods or to the mountains. And another topic is to talk, to discuss, to also put your emotions in words, which a lot of grown-ups don't do proper. And this is exactly the same. You're saying the problems we have are emotional problems. And what are we doing? We are putting the emotions in our stomach and never let them out till they come out and ruin our lives.
As a cancer.
Yeah. This is a topic I never would I'm not qualified enough to speak about it, but in my mind, in my naive mind, as a non-professional in that topic, I think that cancer represents a lot of things we already know. Not that every type of cancer, I mean, this is disrespectful when I would say like a 5-year-old cancer patient is responsible for himself. No, I don't mean that way. I mean it as a mind map that it's like cancer. Like we are building problems in our health, even mental or physical, that is growing. And it's like cancer spreading. I don't mean cancer because maybe one day we will find out how to prevent cancer. Maybe, I'm not sure. But that would be what I was telling. And you said it like cancer. It's growing. It can take over all our thoughts, our body, till it's too late, until not even a professional could help us. Not the best coach, not the best doctor. So yeah, hope this podcast helped our listeners and our fans of JFP TV and also of Nuno Damaso to have a little bit more of ideas how to prevent and also how to think about your health, how to think about your responsibility to be healthy, to be more preventive for your health. Of course, you will tell me the same thing. Our podcasts are a little bit more on the philosophical, more in the metaphysical level. If you would wish to have more insights in practical tips, or for example also stories, because when you have a topic, what I already thinking is, I have a story, and we can also do a podcast full of stories, full of our like experiences with athletes, with persons, with clients we did, not telling the names, but just maybe giving you insights that every one of us, even me, even yourself also, we are not perfect, and this wisdom you told is something we have to rediscover. It's not just you are born wise or you have every answer for every question right away. You have to, really like discover it again, like refine it, because in the end, when you are at the point that you are as a holistic health coach, I think a lot of topics that you are talking about are very logical for you. You see the connections, and that the hard part is, I think, at the beginning, that is your education, your mindset is fighting against the new knowledge or the new viewpoints that someone is giving you. It's totally normal. I would have said the same thing 2 years ago, like about veganism. Like I invited Nora here last time, 2 hours of full podcast. We have to still break the record, 2 hours of talking. Nora, thank you very much. It was very interesting. To talk about nutrition in that way that we did, and also to be interested to see how differently points of views can be, is something not a lot of people can. And so this is very fascinating for me, also for you, I think, because
this is nutrition. It's nutrition, not to share, to accept another opinion, to think about it, to interact. This is no nutrition for the mind.
Exactly.
And also is an opening.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you say. No, I think we are sharing opinions without pretension. And if something can be interesting for somebody, that's enough.
That's true. With that words, I think we can stop our podcast, end our podcast. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in again to a new episode of JFP TV. I thank you a lot. Nuno, thank you very much. I see you next Friday. Are you in? This next Friday is 26th. I
need to check my agenda.
We will see. You guys, thank you very much for joining, and I see you next week with Nuno or without. Stay tuned, stay healthy, and stay positive. We will go through this catastrophic time together, stronger, like always, just with powerful.